Shut up and sit down.
Welcome once again to the Shite Podcast Show, episode number 143 of the Shite Show.
Yeah.
Mark and Ken, here
What's
as always.
the story? Yeah, we still over the phone, still social distancing.
Yeah, still trying to not catch the coronavirus, so we're doing this from separate houses.
Yeah.
Anything strange with you since the last time we talked?
Not particularly, no.
No, haven't caught the coronavirus, no, like that.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I'd say it'll probably happen at some stage.
At some stage, or maybe you already had it. Maybe you're just a fantastic immune system.
Come in contact with a lot of idiots.
Yeah, as do I. Yeah, there's a lot of people that you're surprised that I'm surprised that I haven't caught the coronavirus off. I'm kind of like,
yeah,
Jesus. Lucky enough that no one likes them or keeps their distance from them.
there's a lot of people that I'm surprised are still alive.
Yeah, well,
just in general, like.
Yeah,
not
this
just
is before the
from
coronavirus. Yeah.
Well, actually, coronavirus, like, this whole pandemic has kind of just highlighted the fact that some people should be gone years ago.
Well, this is like how safe our world was prior to this. That like this the corners of the world has been just like padded down so much that like dying in stupid ways is coming a lot harder.
Like it was kind of during the week I was talking to somebody who were kind of like, you know, the anti-vax movement.
Yeah.
Like we were kind of like, so like this is the world without one vaccine.
Yeah.
You know, like and these people want no vaccines.
Well, yeah, exactly. The only reason like the anti-vaxxers the movement actually goes ahead is because so many people are pro-vaccine and will take vaccine. But even like I've seen people talk about like that if a vaccine's brought out that they're not going to get it straight away. That they're not going to be getting like they won't trust it. And it's like the reason like we don't have all these other bad diseases that we've got vaccines as kids is because of vaccines. Like that's the reason we've had certain diseases come back. And so if you want to go back to like your normal life of going to your hairdressers or going to your office building or cheating on your partners, like you're going to have to get this vaccine. There's no other two ways around it.
I don't know if that's normal life, Mark.
Oh, wait till the end of the show. Apparently it's a very normal life. How wrong you are.
So our listeners are in for a good one today.
Yeah, well, last week we asked for people to send in their suggestions of breakup stories, and we've got a few breakup stories to talk about, which we'll probably leave to the end. So if anyone was listening to last week's show, they might have heard, like, we were talking about the woman who got a ton of red onions sent to her ex after she found out that he was cheating on her just before he broke up with her. And then I said, I heard of a story of a person who stole all the backings of the earrings of his ex after he had left the house that they once shared, which I thought was quite vindictive and clever. So we've got more stories like that one in store for our end of our show. So if you are into that stuff, listen through, or else you could probably just skip to the end. Wait till we're talking about this. But
if you're looking for ideas,
if you're looking for ideas, like maybe just in case if you suspect that your partner might cheat on you at some point,
Shite Talk got you covered.
Yeah, we got you covered. We'll give you all your tips you need to get back at your ex. But I would say that we're not taking any responsibility for any damage to personal property that may be caused by this show. And we are not controlling any violence on anything or any of these pranks being carried out.
That's the legal bit done.
That's the legal bit done anyway. But yeah, what we will get onto is our first story about Will Carls from the band Death Angels.
Yeah.
So just before, at the start of this pandemic, just like many other bands around the world, the Dead Angels were traveling around different parts of the world, and they, around when the pandemic started, they were meant to do a show in Italy. Obviously, it had to be cancelled because of, I think there was about, at that stage, 50 cases. I think it was in Milan, which would be in the heart of the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. So they had to cancel the shows there, but they continued to tour around different parts of Europe. I think Germany was their last stop.
Yeah.
And a few of the roadies on the tour ended up catching the coronavirus and passing it on to the drummer.
And actually, all the bands that were on that tour caught coronavirus.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Would you know of the band?
Yeah, it was like Death Angel, Exodus, and Testament. The three of them all caught coronavirus.
Yeah, they were on some tour.
They actually played. They played Dublin like 2 weeks before they all got diagnosed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they probably had the coronavirus in Dublin.
Yeah.
So anybody that was like in close contact in Dublin, you're probably either lucky or else you probably did catch the coronavirus off them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he ended up catching the coronavirus, and basically, according to his girlfriend, his fiance, what basically happened was he came back from touring and went straight into his bedroom and basically stayed there for about 5 days and didn't leave his bedroom. When he woke up, he had a temperature of 102 degrees, that'd be Fahrenheit, and a fever and difficulty breathing. So he pretty much had full blown symptoms of the coronavirus. So he ended up going to hospital, where he was induced into a coma because his condition got so severe. He had to be put on a respirator, and during being put into a coma, he started to have an outer body experience, and this kind of changed his way he looked at Satan. I nearly lost my mic. Yeah, so it changed the way it's Satan. So he was explaining his ordeal to. Oh yeah, by the way, he said he has no recollection coming into his apartment, saying in there for 5 days. He doesn't remember any of that, according to his fiance. He remembers none of this. All he remembered, but surely if he felt like he was sick, come back off tour, going to his apartment with his girlfriend while she was there, was kind of a little bit stupid.
Yeah, probably.
It probably was. I remember this probably was very early days in I don't know if everyone knew how serious it was or how easily spreadable it was. It's kind of revisionist history at this stage. But anyway, the funny story is not the part that he may have passed on the coronavirus to his girlfriend, was during his outer body experience, where he was sent to hell to be punished, and while in hell he was being punished, and he was bleeding from the mouth or puking blood, and he was puking blood until he basically had a heart attack, which in fact in his actual body he started to have heart failure and had to be had to operate on for heart failure. So during his hallucination, obviously his body realized what was happening, so he started hallucinating, having a heart attack while he was having a heart attack. But while he was having this heart attack in his hallucination, he was a giant slug while he was being punished in hell.
He was a slug.
He was a giant slug, and apparently Satan is actually a girl.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so Satan's a girl, and yeah, he was basically a Jabba the Hutt sloth or slug, sloth, whatever, similar type of creature. You get what I mean?
A similar type of creature. They're completely different.
All right, well, he said sloth, so he was a giant sloth being punished, puking blood. Anyway, so you would have thought what happened to him next would have been a little bit of a relief, because he was uplifted out of hell and brought to. He said he was floating basically over his body, and then he went to heaven. And he said when he got to heaven, it was more horrifying than hell. In his own words, he said it was like a Roman orgy, and angels were scarier than the demons of hell.
Well, the Bible says that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, angels are worse than demons.
All right. And then he went on to say from heaven he went to a nightclub where he was with all of his friends in a nightclub, and that's all he remembered. So he woke up after spending a bit of time in hell, being punished, and then going to heaven, going to a nightclub. His first words when he woke up was, "Am I still in hell?" to his nurse, where he, in his own words, the nurse just ignored him.
Just ignored him.
So he said basically after this whole experience, he kind of wants to turn a new leaf over, and he's given up smoking, and he's smoking weed, and he's given up drinking, but he's going to still take edibles.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, he goes. Yeah, although he still says edibles are all right. So I don't know what the logic is behind edibles. But yeah, so he's saying he's not going to smoke anymore, and he's not going to drink, but he is going to take edibles. That's his own personal health advice. Maybe not to take in by any of our listeners. But anyway, he said he's also kind of changed the way he looks on Satan. He says, although I am going to still listen to death metal and satanic metal, but I used to think Satan was really cool, and now I don't think so as much. So he's not a fan of Satan anymore. After all the punishment, after getting to hell and worshipping Satan for so long, he thought he would have been treated maybe a little bit nicer.
So it backfired.
Yeah, Satan would be kind of cool to him, but apparently Satan's a dick to even people who believe in Satan.
There you go.
I also think maybe the angels were like, that's the reason why they're a dick. They're like, you're worshipping fucking Satan all this time. Fuck you. I can't explain the nightclub though.
Yeah, I don't know. Although nightclubs are fairly fucking hell like.
Yeah, they're very loud.
Yeah, that just means you're getting old.
Yeah, here it goes. This place is so loud, I can't have a conversation. I'm going to the pub.
Yeah. Pubs are far better than nightclubs.
A lot of time they are.
Like, nightclubs are fucking nonsense.
Well, like, all they're there designed to do is for people to get to shift.
And really, really drunk.
Really drunk and get to shift.
And that's about it.
That's it. Pubs are there, like,
That's crack.
Well, I think pubs are there for, like, just, you can sit down with your friends or partner. A lot of them will have, like, live music, so you can sit there and enjoy more. Like, I think there's some people might have the crack in nightclubs, but yeah, I do like pubs.
Yeah, pubs are good crack. They're better than fucking. I don't like nightclubs at all. I don't even know when the last time I was in a nightclub was. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, into a proper nightclub, yeah, I don't know, like, very, like, maybe around Christmas.
Yeah, I just gave up like years ago. Fuck it.
Yeah, like, a lot of places aren't, like, in terms of nightclubs around the world, like, proper nightclubs, like, they're all kind of gone. What you kind of get now are these kind of, like, what our parents probably would call disco bars.
Yeah.
Where they'll have live music, they'll have a DJ, but they're not like aren't really proper nightclub.
Disco bars.
Disco bars, yeah. It's kind of like a glorified pub with a late license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what a lot of them are, though.
Yeah, like that's what a lot of these nightclubs are. They're like back in the day, there were proper nightclubs and like places like Time, like there's not really a whole lot of nightclubs as a very niche reference to what a nightclub is, just for anybody who lives around the Kildare area.
Time back in the day.
Yeah, like that was a nightclub.
That was a fucking fight with a bar.
No, but like that, like in terms of like that, there's no resemblance to a pub about that. Whereas like one in a row, or even the court, which is just basically a hotel with a late license and a
I've
dance
never
floor.
been let in there.
Yeah, like yeah, that's another. That's the problem about going out in small towns. Like,
Yeah,
is bouncers get like some kind of superiority complex about the whole thing, and are just like, I don't know you. You're not getting in.
yeah,
It's like, how will you get to know me if you don't let me in?
yeah. You're not a local,
I-
so like,
yeah,
or you're not a regular.
you're not a
That's
regular. Yeah, you're not a regular. It's like, all right. Are
how do
we?
you become a regular?
How do you? Yeah. How do you sign up for this regular
Yeah,
thing then? If I'm
is
not
there an
allowed ever.
application form?
Yeah, is it like do I have to sit for an interview or like I don't know.
Yeah, bastards.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how we got onto like from hell to nightclubs. And this show, if you are new to it, does go on a bit of tangents, and one of those tangents is actually today's show. It's like a very international um, show. So that was a story from the US, but now we go over to Poland for a
Yeah.
drunk man fighting a bear. Ken has the details.
So there's this lad in, he's 23-year-old man in Poland, was in Warsaw Zoo, and he was very, very drunk. And as you do when you're drunk, he had the genius idea to climb into the bear enclosure to fight the bear.
Now, was this like a recent story, or or is this slightly older? Like, was
Well,
this zoo closed down? Did he break in? Did this
as
drunk?
as the details go on, it must be recently enough,
All right.
right? So he climbed into the enclosure to fight the bear, and he was obviously taken out and he was arrested. And when he went to court, he got fined €6,000 and ordered to give up alcohol. So his fine was broken down that he was fined €300 for actually trying to fight the bear, like
Yeah.
for animal cruelty, for like punching the bear and trying to fight the bear. But he was fined €5,700 for not wearing a face mask, which is like mandatory
In Poland, so there's a
in public.
Yeah, so there's a €5,000 fine in around Poland. €5,007. It's very specific.
Yeah, so he was fined 5,700 for not wearing a face mask, and he was fined 300 for actually fighting the bear.
I wonder if the judge is like, he said, I want to fine this guy 6,000, so he made up the fine for like fighting a bear. It's like €300. But like, was the zoo open to the public? So I would imagine that like it's very hard because people gather around animals. It would be very hard to keep social distance in pubs or not in pubs, in zoos.
I'm assuming the zoo was open because there's a little video of it.
Alright, so someone obviously captured, and like, how easily what was the bear? Like usually they're in like one of those plastic glass cases. So the
Yeah,
bear,
no, it looks like it's like do you ever see the way bears are in China, where it's like a little wall and then they have like a moat?
yeah.
Yeah, so like he like jumped over the wall and he swam across the moat and he started punching the bear in the face.
Fairness, like it takes a lot of coordination to do that while you're drunk.
Yeah.
And like, did he win the fight? Like, how close was the fight? If you were a
Well,
judge during
he didn't. He didn't die, so I'm assuming maybe he knocked out the bear.
like, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know how like long I'd last until like help came in order for me to survive against a bear attack.
Yeah.
Because surely the bear wasn't like, why is that human there? Why is he punching me?
Yeah,
Surely,
what the fuck's going on with this thing?
yeah, surely he was like, food. And it's coming over towards me. I'll just hold this down and eat it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a strange one.
Yeah,
I just thought it was hilarious that he was fined like so much for not wearing a mask and fuck off for actually fighting the bear.
I think over here is like a €5,000 fine.
Yeah, and then but he was ordered to give up drinking as well, so he's not allowed to drink anymore.
Well, actually, I don't think. No, there isn't a fine for wearing a face mask, But I think for
There's a breaking quarantine.
breaking
Yeah,
quarantine rules, it's €5,000 fine. Yeah, but like I don't know how he's gonna. Maybe he has to get like do an alcohol test for every few months.
like that's just mad. Like I don't know how you're going to police that.
Yeah,
You
like
literally have to just like breath test him every.
a couple of months. Or I think it's maybe if he's seen to be breaking, if he's
Maybe if he's arrested again, he's
yeah,
drunk or something.
he might be breathalyzed, and if he has any alcohol in his system, then he's fucks.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Yeah, so like our story. So we go from Poland to India. And this is very very well. All our stories are odd. This is particularly odd because the Indians police have detained a pigeon on suspicion of being a spy.
As you do.
As you do, like I don't like. I'll get into how they actually caught the pigeon of being a spy. So the pigeon they believe was trained by Pakistan and was captured after climbing into somebody's window or flying into somebody's window with a message. When the bird was eventually caught, had a coded message on it. Pigeon was caught in a village of Manir, which is situated on the border of Pakistan, and basically it flew into a woman's window, and then was caught by locals, and the locals brought it to the local security forces, and and now they're trying to decipher the message that was on underneath.
Like how was it a spy?
So basically, so like when I first saw it, I thought maybe it had like a camera on it. So it
Yeah, or
was,
a listening device or
it might have a listening device or a camera, and it was just maybe looking at where maybe if there was a military or police base, or maybe it'll just give you aerial shot. But like you can get all that from probably Google Earth anyway. So the idea of just having a pigeon. So I don't think it was actually spying necessarily. It's more as like a messenger. So basically, it was probably trained to fly fly into India and deliver a message to a certain place that is coded, and it ended up flying. Just obviously, he wasn't very good at his job. Maybe he was new to it. He didn't know the area too well. This wasn't its ordinary route that it normally goes on, and flew into the wrong house, and obviously got caught for being a spy pigeon.
like how what sort of a code did they have on it? Like how do they know it's not just like it's where they put like little trackers and stuff on pigeons like
I think it was a piece of paper. That's why. They didn't have a tracker
Oh,
on it. Yeah, it was like a piece of paper that was tied to his leg that had a coded message. Very suspicious of being a spy.
yeah, you look like a spy.
I wonder how they interrogated. Did they just bring a cat into the interrogation room and you like just ask to start squeaking, or maybe they just killed the pigeon. I'm pretty sure that pigeon's now in somebody's curry.
Maybe they just tortured it. Like that's why when you see pigeons and they're missing like toes and stuff.
Yeah, but the idea of torture is to get information. You're not going to really. You've already got the message. Like, what else are you going to do with the bird?
Just interrogate it.
They probably could, like, put a tracker on the bird and just wait till it goes back to either Pakistan or into. It might go back to the spy's house, and they could just go to that spy's house in.
Or maybe it's just like a random pigeon. Like maybe some kid, his dad has like pet pigeons and he just decided to tie a note on it to his friend.
Yeah, I'm sure when the pigeon doesn't come back to it, or when it does come back to it, and it's followed by like a SWAT team, like, kid's gonna have a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, I think we'll probably be talking about this again on the show if that happens.
Yeah, kids in India get broken into. Kids now being interrogated for being a spy, Pakistani spy. Yeah, but so that's what's been happening in India is been failing out for spy pigeons. Now, maybe drones are easier spot, but you imagine that you wouldn't send a rookie spy pigeon to deliver a message, and like maybe a drone would do it, or I don't know.
Yeah, you'd imagine that like pigeons would be a bit outdated.
Yeah, maybe like, maybe they're looking out for drones. Maybe drones are harder to get across, and pigeons can. It is an intelligent way to get a message delivered to somewhere.
I fucking hate pigeons.
Yeah, I hate pigeons as well. I think we all talked about our hatred of pigeons.
I really fucking hate pigeons.
I don't think the Indian police force are going to be too fond of pigeons after this story. They're probably going to shoot down a lot of pigeons. Imagine like there's any pigeons that are flying over that border, they're going to be shooting down.
They're going to be shot down as like hostile.
Yeah, threat.
Yeah.
And to see if any more messages go across. Well, if you have any Pakistani listeners, they'll pass on the message to the right authorities saying that your pigeon has been caught. And then
Yeah,
we'll do probably a dal.
your pigeon's now a curry.
Your pigeon's, yeah, part of somebody's menu.
Yeah, sorry.
Lol.
Lol.
Yeah, so like that's our story about India, and you have a story in the Ukraine. So for
Yeah.
anybody who was like questioning that our stories weren't international today, there you
I
go.
don't think anybody has questioned that.
Yeah, well, yeah. We've had a lot of countries in the story, and we'll continue to have more countries going forward. But our Ukrainian story now, this is a story that we both came across.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. A woman in the Ukraine went to her local post office, and I think it's a law in Ukraine at the minute. You have to legally wear a face mask whenever you're in public or in a shop or whatever.
I think a lot of places in Europe and even America it is a law. I think like most parts of the world, you like, or if it's not a law, businesses enforcing it while you're in their place is like you have to wear a face mask.
Yeah, um, yeah. Well, we haven't done it yet though.
No, it's just encouraged. You're like you probably
Yeah,
should if you're in a crowded area. You probably should.
yeah. Well, but anyway, so this woman wasn't wearing a face mask when she went to her post office, and the cashier asked her to, refused to serve her and told her she needed to wear a face mask. So there was a queue after forming behind her. So rather than have to leave and get a face mask and come back and join the end of the queue, she just took off her trousers, took off her knickers, and put her knickers over her face as a face mask, and continued on.
Yeah. See, well, the first question I had about this was, did your woman serve her after putting her knickers on?
Yeah,
Her
I
face.
was also thinking that.
I read through it and I watched the video and I was like, did she actually? Because technically, it's not a face mask. I doubt that those knickers are giving her any sort of protection to like or covering as a face mask. They're not. They're not designed really to hold in odors or air,
Yeah.
as anyone who ever farted can testify.
Yeah, like it's, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't fucking serve her.
I go like, whatever chances like I would have served you without a face mask. The fact that you now have dirty knickers on your face.
Yeah.
I am not served you. Please leave.
Yeah, get out.
But like also like watching the video, like she kind of like nonchalantly like takes off her pants and then like her obviously her pants go inside out after taking them off, and she goes so quite calmly like takes them out, puts them back on. Really like she's not in any sort of a hurry. She isn't like I've places to be, I've things to do. She's going like I have no pants on in a store and this is completely normal for me and I don't care.
And like, there's other people around as well.
Oh yeah, like there's like people just outside the room directly behind her who are waiting in the queue. Obviously, you have to keep 2 meters distance, and then there's another queue either side of her, with two people waiting. So like, and then there's the cashiers in the post office or they're working behind the till who are also like staring directly at her.
It's like it's very very strange.
Yeah, so I don't know, like I just imagine like she has pink eye right now.
She's a pink guy, right?
Like,
That's the least of her concerns.
well, yeah, well, I wouldn't say the least of her concerns. Wait till she gets pink eye.
Have you ever had pink eye?
No,
No, me either.
no.
I know a few people who have, and it's just been funny. Everybody laughs at them.
Yeah, it's kind of a really embarrassing thing to get.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Sarah Fox giving out a few of the staff members who started sharing the video online or have been punished for doing so as well.
I
Yeah,
don't know. It's
I,
a weird fucking situation.
yeah, like I don't know. Like obviously, I think up to like face masks protect you up to 70% better wearing a face mask than it is not wearing a face mask, and so like wearing it in public is probably a good idea, especially since you're more likely just protecting people around you and not just yourself. Whereas them wearing it is protecting you and putting you're then putting them at risk. So like people who are is ordered to wear face masks probably should. Like personally, I don't wear a face mask, but I'm very rarely in like crowded shops. And if a shop is crowded, I generally don't go in.
Yeah,
I'll go to a different
and
shop.
like I don't wear a face mask either. 18 does when she goes to the shop,
Yeah,
but like she comes in contact with. She's a dental nurse, so she comes in contact like with a lot of people like up close. So I suppose it makes sense for her to wear one.
yeah, and people.
Again, like face masks generally protect people around you from you, not you from them.
Yeah. What about people who work on tills? Is it mandatory for them to wear?
No,
All right. So like, it's a.
they have those plastic screens in front of everybody now, like the perspex screens.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like they have in other shops. Yeah, yeah,
So like you don't need to wear one. But like a thing that pisses me off with face masks is people wearing them wrong.
Well, people wearing them wrong. People touching them constantly. Yeah,
Like I seen one woman yesterday. She was like she actually um gave out about two kids going to the shop together,
yeah,
and then she was talking to her friend. She had a face mask on, and she was talking to her friend, and she was no more than I'd say a foot away from her friend,
yeah,
and the two of them had face masks on, but neither of them could hear each other with the face masks on, so they took them off to talk to each other, and then put them on when she went into the shop. Like,
yeah. And there's a certain way you're meant to take off the mask. So you're meant to take it off using a rubber band behind your ear.
yeah,
You're not meant to actually touch the middle of it. Now, the way most people do, because you're not trained on how to put on a face mask, is to do it by touching the middle of the mask and just taking it off. Which, like, if your hands are dirty, or even wearing gloves that you've put on, those gloves probably came in contact maybe with two or three surfaces before you touched your mask. So like now it does have germs on it. So you're now that mask is now useless when you put it back on.
yeah. Like, or people who wear them for extended periods of time as well. There's a time limit on how long you're supposed to wear them.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's like a half an hour or something like that.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to wear them for like fucking 8 hour days and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You're meant to like take them off. It's not good for you to have that kind of like thing over your mouth for so long. Like,
Like I seen a guy. You probably seen this as well driving around. Like I seen a guy. He had a face mask and gloves on, like in his car.
yeah, like I've seen people out on walks with on. Now maybe they're walking to the shops and they don't want to have to like take it off. But it looks like they're going for like a casual walk. Look, this out on a walk. They're going around the streets, and I'm pretty sure like you can pretty much keep social distance away from people to the fact that you don't need to wear if you're going out on a walk.
Yeah,
Only it's like literally only public places that you need to worry about wearing it.
I'd even say just like places that have like air conditioning that recirculates the air. Like in shops the air is recirculated.
Yeah.
I can kind of understand people wearing masks in the shop. Like, I don't, but I can understand people wearing them.
Yeah, like I can fully understand it. Like, or if I don't like it is a good idea. We should say like it is like the best practice is to wear a face mask in crowded places. Like that's yeah. Now covering your mouth with any old thing does not consist of like a good idea. Like taking off your knickers and put them on your face, your underwear, put it on your face. That like you're not helping anybody there, and if anything, you just run a risk of catching pink eye as well as the coronavirus. Like you're gonna be in double trouble there.
Yeah, that's definitely not a good idea.
Yeah. But like, however, that's what the world has come to is people wearing their knickers as face masks.
God help us all.
Yeah. And well, since we're on the thing about people's bottoms, you have a story about pooing, and apparently we're all pooing wrong.
Yeah, you're pooing wrong, Mark.
All right. So how am I meant to poo?
Right, so we'll get into that, right? So there's a survey done by I don't know who the fuck did it. It didn't really say. It was a survey done of 1,000 Brits and Americans, and they found that of the 1,000 people, 25% of them didn't use toilet roll when they went to the toilet. Like they used baby wipes instead of toilet roll,
All right.
which I thought was
What was their
kind of
logic? Did they give it like a reason why people were
why
using?
people use baby wipes.
Yeah.
Because it makes them feel fresh.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So then 36% said that their poo was colored green. That one surprised me a bit.
Yeah.
Because, like, green poo means that there's, like, bile and fucking maybe dried blood and stuff in your poo. Like, you should probably go and get checked by a doctor if you're pooing green.
Yeah. Exactly. It's not a very, or else yeah, like a lot of great kiwis.
Yeah. Then 20% of people believe that men and women poo different, which I thought was a ridiculous thing to believe, but apparently men and women do poo differently.
All right. So how do men poo differently to women then?
It's more just kind of like your poo is different. Like a man's poo and a woman's poo is completely different because men and women apparently have different bacteria in their guts because women need
the transgender community is going like this.
because women need different nutrients in their bodies than men need. So your body actually, when your food goes through your gut, it absorbs different amounts of nutrients based on what your gender is.
All right. So
yeah. So apparently, men and women's poos are different. That's why like men's poos are generally like more potent smelling than women's. It's your poo is different.
So what kind of things are in women's poo then?
I don't know, just different. They come out with different quantities of like toxins and stuff in them.
All right, and men obviously have more smellier of the toxins.
Yeah, yeah. So only 11% of people poo what they're calling the healthy way, the proper way, which means 89% of people are pooing wrong, and 50% of people actually lean over their knees and poo that way, like kind of lean forward, which apparently is not right at all.
All right.
The way that you're supposed to poo is you're supposed to use a footstool that's about, like, I think, what is it, 6 to 8 inches high, and you keep your knees above your hip line, which makes pooing a lot quicker and a lot less strenuous on your.
You're going to destroy the rim of your toilet doing that way.
Well, apparently that's what you're supposed to
do. Like, who says this though? Like, who said that?
That's the way that people who have like irritable bowel syndrome or like bowel issues.
Yeah.
That's the way that they're like doctors advise them to go to the toilet.
All right, but like that's for them who obviously have problems pooing.
Yeah, apparently though, like it makes it easier on your guts and stuff, like, and that it's not as much hard work on your body.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't sound convinced,
I
Mark.
don't think it is, and I'm like, God love the people who have to clean your fucking toilets, or if you have to clean your own toilets, I guess.
Is this because you were pooing incorrectly, Mark? Are you just getting a bit salty?
No, like I'm pretty sure, like way I poo is a tried and tested method used for centuries, passed down as a family trade secret. Is how we poo.
Family trade secret.
My dad showed me, his dad showed him, his dad showed him. Like the Kearnses have been pooing the same way since 1906, and I'm telling you now, we're not stopping now.
Yeah, I just thought it was mad. Yeah, you're supposed to use a footstool.
Yeah, like that's very very strange that you have to use a footstool to poo.
It's to do like the pressure in your gut is like not as bad or something if your knees are above your hip line when you're sitting on the toilet.
Knees are above your hip line.
Yeah.
So are you now going to change the way you poo?
No.
So you found the evidence of the perfect poo, and now, even though you have the evidence, you're not actually going to take it up.
No. Maybe if I have some issues pooing in the future, maybe.
Yeah, you have irritable bowels in them.
But other than that, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I probably won't change the way I poo. I'm gonna go continue to go reverse saddle on the toilet,
Reverse that.
and like that's the current method.
So then, who cleans up your toilet?
Not me.
I've been
Yeah.
going in the sink for years.
Yeah, I just push it down the shower drain.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I wonder how many people actually put. You said what, 20%? That's a lot.
The poo the right way.
Yeah, then
11.
then you would have
11%.
imagined.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if that 11% are all people that have like bowel problems.
Oh, it's only 11 because I thought it was 20%. I was like, 20% is a large number of people that poo correctly.
Yeah, only 11%.
You also actually a large percentage of people actually also have their toilet roll the wrong way around as well.
There's no correct way to have your toilet roll.
Well, according to the experts, there is.
So go on, what's the correct way to have your toilet roll?
Apparently, you're meant to have the sheet of paper out from the wall, which is, I think, what most people do. I generally just hold it and do it from the hand if it's not already on the holster, like it is. But like a large percent of people have the toilet roll against the wall.
Yeah, I generally don't care.
Yeah, I wouldn't care, but like apparently there's the right way and wrong way to do everything nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'd be more concerned about the 36% of people with green poo.
yeah, yeah, that 36% is even a larger percentage. Yeah, that's quite frightening. Meant people have green poo and they're not getting it tested.
I'd be quite worried about them people.
Yeah, like solid, healthy brown poo is what you're going for, people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get tested.
Yeah, get tested if your poo is green and you haven't been eating a lot of kiwis, then it's probably you probably need to get something tested.
Yeah, get checked out, man.
Get checked out, people. I have a story from Bolivia as our international podcast stories continue. And it's about three boys. Now, Ken, remind our listeners, do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have one sister.
One sister, so you don't have brothers. I have no brothers. So I guess this doesn't count for us. But, okay, so three brothers decided that they wanted to be their favourite superhero, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And
fucking ice cream man is here.
That's like, ice cream man in your house. And so basically, they were out their back with their mum. And their mum went off to get some wood. Obviously, they have a stove or something like that.
Yeah.
While the man was gone, the boys came across a black widow spider and decided that they wanted to become Spider-Man. The kids were age 8, 10, and 12.
Okay. This story just took a fucking
Well,
sidestep. Like, oh, okay, right. Continue first.
so like all three boys let agitate the spider to the point where it bit all three of them. And then they started obviously feeling the effects of like being bitten by a very venomous spider. But what I don't get is everybody knows that if you have a younger brother, then you always let them do the stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like, you don't all get get bitten by the spider. It's like let the younger one get bitten by the spider, and if he gets superpowers, then maybe you get bitten by the spider as well.
Like I have my ma's two brothers are like fairly close in age to me. Like so we kind of grew up together. Probably as kids we had a little bit of a relationship that was more like brothers than like nephew and uncles.
Yeah, yeah.
And like they were only like I think 5 and 6 years older than me or something. Like they definitely used to make me piss on electric fences and stuff.
See, that's what younger brothers are for pissing on electric fences, for
Like
putting,
100%
for
that happened.
convincing them to get themselves a pet bee. Like that's why you have younger brothers. It's for getting them to do all stupid shit. But no, apparently all three boys have the motto: one for all for one, and all three of them got bitten by the venomous spider.
The part that surprised me the most about this now is that one of them is fucking 12.
Yeah, like you imagine, like whoever, like 8 and 10, fair enough. But when you're going nearly into secondary school, and you're getting bitten by a spider because you want to become a superhero, like 12 is the age where you get the 8-year-old to get bitten by a spider.
Yeah.
Not go. Yeah, see, like oh, it's not that bad, and get bitten by a spider yourself.
Like, fuck's sake.
Did you ever try to do anything that might give you superpowers or turn you into a superhero? Were
Um,
you a fan of Popeye and ate spinach?
I was a fan of Popeye, but I wouldn't eat spinach.
No, I was like, I was more going down the lines of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and pizza.
Yeah, like, me and my uncle used to jump off a shed. We used to
Okay.
jump off my nanny's shed. Like I don't know if we
Onto
were
it like a
like
trampoline or.
no, I don't know like if we were trying to fly or if it was just something that we used to do.
Alright, because like we definitely used to jump off a ladder at my cousin's house onto a trampoline. But like.
We used to jump off a shed like onto the ground, and like it was a good, I'd say, it's a normal size shed. Like, it was a good, say, 10, 12 foot shed. Like,
Yeah. But like that's what I mean. Always get the younger person. Like I'm pretty sure your uncle probably made you do it first.
no, he did it first because I was scared.
Oh, see, this is where you go. No, no, no. Trust me, I've done it loads of times, and I'm still
Yeah,
here. I'm older than you. Listen to me. Jump off the shed.
jumping off the shed. Like,
Yeah, like.
I don't know why we used to do that.
Well, yeah, like I remember we used to do a lot of dumb stuff as well, but like it was more of just we watched too much Jackass, and we're like, yeah,
Yeah,
this
we used
seems.
to jump off bales of hay and hay sheds and stuff. My friend lived on a farm.
Yeah,
We used to do stuff like that. Or when Liffey Valley first opened, we used to go up and steal a trolley from somewhere and put somebody in it and send them flying into flower beds because they did it on Jackass.
ah, I remember. Yeah, people used to like when Jackass first came out. People used to rob. I'm sure the robbery of trolleys when Jackass first came out went up like 300%.
Oh, 100%.
Like that definitely like took a sharp increase, and
Yeah.
because I remember people used to rob them, and a park near where I live actually has a pretty steep hill, and they used to bring them to that hill and go down it. And like you know yourself, like trolleys aren't the most stable vehicle to be in, like going down a hill.
Yeah,
So
definitely not.
I always just look like severe pain.
Did you ever do it yourself?
No, but what we used to do, because I used to be a skateboarder, we used to try. There used to be like this gap, grass gap, onto like a main road, and we used to try to gap it onto like a main road. So like that probably wasn't the most intelligent thing that we ever did before.
No, I was talking to work yesterday with one of the lads. Like we came to the conclusion that girls are a lot smarter than boys.
100%, 110. There's no question even about it. Girls are smarter than boys.
Like, just girls don't do stupid shit like that.
No, you never like if you see a boy doing it, you're kind of you roll your eyes. If you see a girl doing it, you're like, what the fuck are you on? Like,
Yeah, like,
you're
what is
like,
wrong with you?
what is actually wrong with you? Like, well, you're not a boy. You're not a tick.
Yeah, you're not stupid. I expected more from you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, stop being dumb.
Yeah.
And then, as the years go on, we end up with more money.
Oh, this show is getting so many complaints.
We probably lost like a small percentage of our listeners to saying
Yeah.
that. But anyway, people are pooing wrong, and you should always use your brother as a test dummy. Surely, that's like I thought that was well known. That was international knowledge right there. That you
Yeah,
don't let a spider bite you. Always let the younger brother get bitten first.
that's solid advice.
Solid advice from the Shy Talk Podcast Show.
That should not be advised followed by anybody.
Surely not. But last week we were talking about breakup stories, like ways of getting back at events. Now, have you thought of any since you broke up? Have you ever did anything really horrible on a girl yourself that you wanted to
No,
like get off your chest?
no, not really.
No,
I'm a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy. The only thing I ever did wasn't even that bad. It was like I was meant to go to France with this girl, and we broke up shortly before we were meant to go to France. And around the time that we were meant to go to France, there was like a strike with Aer Lingus or Ryanair or one of the airlines that we were going with. And I was like, oh, if I hold on for a few weeks, I might actually get my full refund. I paid for the tickets, and she transferred me the money. So she wanted her money back, but she was very, very specific in how much money she wanted back. Now, it was a while before I got my refund afterwards, so I wasn't sending her money, but she kept on me like pretty much every day asking for the exact amount. I think it was like her refund was like €23.93. So when I eventually got the €23.93 or whatever it was, I put the exact cent to the exact cent into the post and sent it off. And like that was probably the worst thing that I've done, was send the exact amount of change.
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad. I'm a nice guy. See, that's all I could think of.
So basically, the worst thing you ever did in a breakup was give the girl exactly what she wanted.
Yeah. I got the satchel off my sister's over it though. Like my sister's like, why don't you just even it up to the nearest no? I was like, no, it's gonna be the exact change. She's like, why? She's like, you're so autistic. And I was like, I'm not autistic. This is what she wants. She's autistic.
I'm not autistic. You're autistic. So you stayed friends, yeah?
Yeah, best friends. I got my full refund, which I was quite happy about. But like, yeah, she would rang up the airline and seen that I was still going. Still hasn't cancelled my flights, because she was ringing up to see if if the flights were cancelled, and like paid the refund to herself, and realised wouldn't like your ticket's cancelled, he's still going. Because I was waiting around to until the strike actually meant that I could get my refund. So yeah, that's the worst thing I ever did. But the stories that I found online are much worse than what I ever did or what you probably ever did during a breakup. So I've kind of titled this one. This one's called The Newspaper. This is my own title for it.
You came up with titles.
I came up with titles for each of this one. So a woman took an ad out in a newspaper, a local newspaper, to congratulate Sarah Cormier and Patrick Brown on their expecting a baby. And she signed off on the ad from Patrick's wife to Mr. Brown.
So what? He was cheating on her.
So yeah, obviously he was cheating on her and knocked some other girl up. She found out about it and took an ad out in the local newspaper to congratulate her husband and his bit on the side on expecting their new baby, and said hopefully they're very happy together. Love, his wife.
Oh, that was nice.
That was nice. Yeah. So obviously she's not bitter at all. So the next one's probably ingenious, and I probably would, like, if I was to advise people to do something to a breakup, or to a person that's cheating on them, this could be it. So this one's called the swap number. It should be probably called this number swap. I did it in a hurry. I apologize. This girl found out that her boyfriend was sexting, which is texting sexy messages to his ex. So the way she got back at him was she reversed the numbers of his ex-girlfriend and his boss. So all the sexy messages that he was sending would have been to his boss. Which I thought was pretty ingenious.
Did it say it was his boss, male or female?
Like, you would imagine, like hopefully, like, for his sake it's a boy, because he's probably going to look at it and go, what the fuck? Obviously he sent the wrong message to me. Probably ignore it if he's sound. If it's a girl, that's like that's sexual harassment. You're getting fired.
Yeah, that would be funny.
So they hopefully, for his girlfriend's sake, it probably is a girl boss, or if it's a lad boss, he probably is going to be like this weird, like, why are you sending me a picture of your dick?
Yeah, what's wrong with this guy?
Sad dick, lol, hun. So obviously your man more than likely got fired from his job after that.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Prawn revenge is my next story, and so on leaving a house, or maybe it was her boyfriend's apartment, your one got a bag of prawns and stuck it in the curtain pole and left the house. Oh, it was her husband. It wasn't even her boyfriend. After he cheated on her, the prawns basically melted and started to rot and smell, to the point where he obviously couldn't find where the smell was coming from, and he had to put the house or apartment up on auction because of the smell. I imagine the house is still up on auction.
Yeah, that's just fucking sick.
A Reddit user came across a very disgruntled ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, we don't know. He came across a car with like back smashed windows, 4 slashed tires, and spray painted on it. 4 years wasted. Yeah, so I think but by far the best. And this guy came on Graham Norton show. He's from Donegal, where he was retailing his groomsman's way of getting back at his wife. So what he did, during their wedding day, he got everyone to stand up. He then asked everyone who had a red dot to stay standing and everybody else sit. And then he pointed out all 8 men remained standing had slept with his now wife while they were engaged, and that he's getting an annulment, and then walked out of the wedding of the room.
Why bother go through with the wedding?
That's obviously weddings like 20 grand if you're having it for a lot of people, and you obviously want to have like some sort of form of crack, or maybe you want to just really publicly embarrass his wife.
But like, it would have been really embarrassing if he had just not shown up.
or would have been like I don't know. Imagine like this wedding like would have been booked way in advance. He probably would have lost a lot of money anyway. So I'm sure he was like, I'm gonna get back at her during the wedding because like you see, I cancel my money and I don't get to have my revenge. Like I probably have the suit.
He'll still have to pay to get an annulment.
Yeah, but at least he gets the like power of like the revenge. By the way, this is the like only male story. Generally, women are the really spiteful. I know generally it's men cheating on women. What causes the what causes the breakup thing? But yeah, yeah. Generally, it's the women who. So this was a man story, but yeah. Imagine if you spend all that money on the wedding, you're gonna have to get an annulment anyway. You might as well like possibly take a few of the presents that you're delivered, a few of the money envelopes that you're given, and get publicly embarrass your ex-wife.
I probably would have just not showed up.
Yeah, like a lot of people would have, but I think his way definitely like I would like those lads are probably gonna have a hard time getting out of that wedding. What was it, 8 of them? Like that's a lot of people.
Probably another 8 going, whew, he didn't find out about us.
Yeah, exactly. 8 people at the wedding that she slept with. So like yeah, so that's how people got back at their exes.
Yeah. The best one was... There's one that we laughed at there for ages. I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, well personally I thought the changing the numbers in the phones with his ex.
That was the
And
one, yeah.
and
That's
the
the best
sex
one.
the sexing one was probably the best one. I also thought the newspaper one was quite good. Where she signed off his wife.
Yeah, you have to kind of hope he reads the paper, though.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think it's more than like you're hoping maybe people who read papers still know who he was, and if he worked in the newspaper, it would probably be better. But
That'd be way better.
that'd be way better. But it didn't say he did, so I'm presuming that he didn't.
It's good enough logic there.
Yeah, so that's our really embarrassing. Our advice for people getting back at revenge: change the number in the phone, or possibly take out the backings of the earrings. That's the best two that we've heard so far.
Or send her the exact change that she's looking for.
Yeah, if you have to cancel the flight, and she keeps harping on about the exact same to the exact cent, then send her the exact change to the exact cent and don't round it up. And just saying,
you should have sent it all in like cents, 1 cent.
yeah, like I should have had enough change there. I probably could have done it in loose change.
You could have went to the bank and just got like a heap of change.
Could have just transferred the money via IBAN.
Yeah, but fuck that, like.
Like that, like sending it in the post was like really old school.
Did you put an angry note in it as well?
No, just send it sellotape the change so it didn't rattle around. Yeah, so yeah. Anyway, if any of our listeners have any more, you can send them in to us. We might share them on social media. Probably not going to come back to it during the show, but it'll still give us a laugh. So make sure, if you do have any breakup stories that you want to share with us, send them in and we'll giggle at them. You can contact us always on shitalkpodcastshow@gmail.com. Message us on social. We're on @ShyTalkShow on Facebook and Instagram. No, on Twitter. And then it's Shite Talk Podcast on Instagram.
Yeah. Or we can have a socially distant conversation.
Yeah. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all of our places where you get our podcasts. And you can give us 5 stars as well. And yeah, all that stuff as well.
If you give us 5 stars, we'll say hello.
Yeah, we'll give us 5 stars and screenshot it, and we'll give you a shout on the Shite Talk Podcast Show.
I was going to say we'll send you something, but we've not decided.
No, we're not going to say send you anything.
Mark will send you exact change.
Yeah, of the post of Sam or something. Yeah, so Well, it just proved that we're just two nice guys who don't do really anything wrong.
Yeah, we'll say hi.
We'll say hi, and we'll talk to you next Thursday as well.
Good luck.
Shut up and sit down.